Today we are going to talk about something really important, the way we talk to ourselves. You might not know it, but sometimes our thoughts can trick us into thinking things that aren't true. This is called negative self-talk, and it can make us feel sad, anxious, or even mad at ourselves. But don't worry, we can change the way we think and make ourselves feel better. So let's talk about what negative self-talk is and how we can make it go away. Negative self-talk is when we say things to ourselves like, I'm not good enough, or I can't do anything right. These thoughts can pop up when we're feeling stressed or frustrated. When we say negative things about ourselves, it makes us feel down, sad, and upset. But when we say kind things to ourselves, it can make us feel bright, strong, and ready to face the day, even when hard things happen. Now, sometimes our brains like to play little tricks on us. These tricks are called cognitive distortions, and they make us think things that aren't quite true. Let's break that down. Cognitive means the way our brain is thinking. Distortion means twisting things out of shape so we don't understand what is really happening. Let's go through a couple of the most common cognitive distortions. All or nothing thinking. All or nothing thinking happens when we believe something is either perfect or a complete failure. There's no in between. For example, if you make one mistake on a test, you might think, I failed the whole thing. But guess what? Making one mistake does not mean you're bad at something. It just means you have a chance to learn and try again. Catastrophizing. Catastrophizing is when we think something small is going to turn into a big disaster. Like you lose your pencil. You might think, now I'll never be able to do my work. But losing a pencil is just a little thing. You can always get a new one. Sometimes we just need to pause and breathe before we make a big deal out of something small. Overgeneralization. Overgeneralization is when we take one small thing and believe it's true for everything. Like if you have one bad day at school, you might think, this always happens. Every day is going to be awful. But not every day is like that. Sometimes things go wrong, but the day can get better. One day or one part of a day doesn't mean that every day will be bad. Okay, now that we know about negative self-talk and cognitive distortions, let's learn how to challenge them. We need to pause and think. Is this really true? Is it true that I am terrible at everything because I make one mistake? Instead of just accepting that thought, ask yourself, what evidence do I have? Maybe a lot of good other things have happened. One mistake doesn't mean a whole thing is ruined. Now, when we notice a negative thought, we want to reframe our thoughts. This means turning a negative thought into a more balanced one. If you think, I always fail, try saying, I didn't do well this time, but I can try again and get better. See how that makes you feel more hopeful? Reframing our thoughts help us look at things in a kinder, more realistic way. Remember, everyone has negative thoughts sometimes, but you don't have to believe everything your brain tells you. You have the power to challenge those thoughts, reframe them, and choose to be kind to yourself. Next time you hear that negative voice in your head, pause, think, and reframe. You are awesome, and you can do anything you set your mind to. I'm Mrs. Wilsey, and we'll see you later. Please remember to hit like, share, and subscribe.